So let's start bonding over Star Wars. I mean, first memory is being 3 years old and being scared to go see it because Darth Vader was in the poster. So I want your sort of first consciousness of when Star Wars came into your life.
I think he has more of an exact story. So why don't you begin?
Yes, ma'am. My exact story was I also was scared of Darth Vader, and so the first movie I ever saw in the theater was Return of the Jedi.
Oh, wow.
And I don't really remember much of that experience. I remember being in a very dark theater. I remember being very far away, and then I remember the moment when the helmet comes off of Darth Vader, and he's just a sad, fragile, old, fat man underneath all of that.
Yeah.
And
That made an impression, huh?
that made a very big impression on me.
I heard that you associate it with holidays because you got to see them when you weren't in school. Is that-
Yeah, so I was born the year Return of the Jedi came out, and so I was born into Star Wars, and it came on TV on public holidays. So when I wasn't in school, I got to watch Star Wars. I don't really remember the order I watched it in. And I think, in my head, all the films are kind of jumbled up. I didn't really remember where the Ewoks went or what. But I think it was like it influenced the foundation of my imagination. That is for sure.
Well, given that JJ obviously has admitted that he's a gigantic Star Wars fan, I just want you to sort of take me to the set. Was it always like, oh my God, we're making Star Wars? Or because the movie is hard work, you eventually got focused on the work that you were doing?
We would get focused completely on the work that we were doing, but JJ kind of never let us forget that, oh my God, we're making Star Wars.
Yeah,
He's
true.
so enthusiastic, and he would get on this microphone and say all sorts of funny things
And sometimes beatbox.
and sometimes beatbox. Every Friday, Dawn, the script supervisor, would do Funky
Funky
Fridays,
Friday.
and everybody would dance. She just put on some funky
Funky
song,
music.
funky music, and everyone would do like a simultaneous dance. So there, JJ really never let anyone forget the awesomeness of
Yeah.
being part of it and the magic of what we were all a part of.
So obviously his aesthetic is about being old school, but your character, because it's motion capture, is sort of the CG aspect of the universe. So how did he integrate that, and how was sort of working with him?
I mean, I think that's what's incredible about this film is that it seems like it's a seamless continuation of the Star Wars saga, and when you watch it, you recognize it. For those of us who've experienced the old ones, it's familiar and it's comforting in that way. But then it's also embraced all this new technology, the motion capture, which was something I was really looking forward to because it's a unique opportunity to play a character that's not limited by my physical circumstances, which doesn't come along very often. And it was fun. Andy Serkis was on this film, and he gave me some really good advice about how to go about it. It's basically acting, and then you're just acting a really strange outfit, and there's lots of cameras on you, and they take what you do and make something else out of it. I am a layman when it comes to how on earth that happens.
So I went to Toys to buy some toys the day the toys were launched, and I had 9-year-olds boys. And the first action figure that they got was your character. So I was thinking about, have you thought about that you're going to be part of something that for a new generation is going to sort of spark imaginations and playtime and all sorts of creativity? Is that something that you enjoy, besides the fact that you got to be in the Star Wars movie?
Not only that, but you can get a Go-Gurt with my face on it. You can drink.
You're gonna get that.
You can drink yogurt out of my head. So
Yeah.
I've made it.
Yeah.
But other than that, have you thought about that sort of the impact besides the merchandising itself?
No, you can't think about it. I don't know what to think about that. It's a crazy thing. I mean, has nothing to do with me. The merchandising, as I see it just like everybody else. I'm like, that's my face, but it's not me. It's this thing that's separate, but it's incredible. It's amazing. Star Wars revolutionized this whole idea of movies and marketing and merchandise. I have a very my favorite character is Lando Calrissian because I played with the Lando figure more than any other figures for some reason, and so yeah, it's a pretty incredible thing.
That's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
All right, you guys, thank you for talking to us. Happy holidays.
Thank
Feliz Navidad.
you.
Thank you
too.
very much.